The pages and components of our application has different states. Most of these states depend on the data returned from the server, mostly using an API. Often, it's hard to simulate the different scenarios for the API, and we usually stick with the happy path scenario, the one that happens most of the time. Writing code for the happy path scenario is easy, as the API endpoint mostly behaves that way once it is set up. It's tricky to develop for the edge case scenarios and are usually left untouched or untested. Hello everyone, my name is Rahul and welcome to my YouTube channel. In a previous video, I showed how to set up a fake API using JSON server. In case you missed it, check out the video linked here or the details in the description. In this video, let's look at how we can extend the fake API to return us different scenarios and the data corresponding to them. Let's look at this example here. It's a simple application which allows us to create and manage quotes. I have different quotes that's created, and some of them are in draft status and others in open. This page could have multiple states depending on the data that's returned from the server. For example, there could be no quotes in the system where this is going to be empty, and we might want to show a default message in that case. There is this case where the API returns some data and we display them as a list. It's also possible that the call to the API returns us with a server error, and the scenarios could be many more depending on the application that you build and the component that we are looking at. The scenario where we show the list of quotes, like in this case right now, is what I consider as a happy path scenario. Once the API is set up and working, it's most likely to return us some data. So developing for this is quite straightforward and easy. You make a call to the API and you get this data and you start coding for that. You might write the table logic to show these different rows, the colors, and all these different features that we have. However, it gets a bit tricky with the empty list and the error scenario. How would we get the API to simulate for those scenarios? Most likely, we'll have to open up the backend code or fiddle with the network request and force it to return a particular value. Let's look at how we can update the fake JSON server to cater for these scenarios and how we can invoke them on demand. For the API server we built last time, I have created a Postman request. So this is making a call to the localhost 5000 where the mock API is running. Let's make a simple call here and I get back the data. This is what is being currently displayed on the app here. When making a call from the app, we need to specify the scenarios. One of the easiest ways would be to pass it as part of the HTTP headers. So let's say we add a new header calling scenarios and pass in a few values here to determine how the API should return. For example, when we have it blank, we want it to return all the quotes. When we have something like no quotes, we need it to return an empty list of quotes. When we have something like error quotes, we want it to return an error message so that it simulates an API error scenario. And maybe even we might need to filter out these data explicitly depending on the scenarios you have. So if you look at this data, a quote can be in draft or in open, it can have a phone attached or it can have accessories attached. So I might go and have to specify scenarios like it's in draft or draft and with a phone attached or a no phone attached. So you get a quote which is in draft but doesn't have a phone. It could be different of these scenarios that you're trying to handle here. It changes depending on your application and you need to come up with these scenarios that applies to your application. So let's see how we can achieve this. So let's say we have a draft and a phone scenario where we want to get all the phones. Right now, if I was to send it, it ignores these headers because the JSON server does not do anything with that and it returns the same data back. Let's head back to the server file and look at the code. The data for this, like we saw in the last video, is coming from a JSON object. So if we go to the quotes.ts, which is where we have all the quotes data typed to a quote DTO, which is coming from the API spec. For each of these quote objects, we need to define what the scenarios it applies to, because we know this code object here that we are looking at is a draft and it does not have a phone, and this one is in draft but has a phone. So we need a way to specify what scenarios these objects map to. Let's add an extra property here called scenarios, which will define the scenarios that this object is applicable to. So I'm using a VS Code shortcut to multi-select all the IDs and then add a new property right above it called scenarios and make it as an array for now and keep it empty. We have a type issue here because the scenarios is not defined on code DTO. So let's add a new file to define the mock structure and call this mockmodel.ts. To start with, we'll export an interface and that's going to have a property called scenarios, which is a string array. Let's come back to quotes.ts and update this type to use intersection types feature of TypeScript and say that it's a combination of a quote DTO and a scenarios type. And it's an array of that. Since scenarios has the scenarios property, which is an array of string, this works perfectly fine. I can start defining the different scenarios I have. So I can say this is a draft, and it has a phone, and this one is in open status, and it doesn't have any accessories. It has a phone. Furthermore, if you want to make this type safe, you could go back to mock models and add in a new type, quote scenarios, where you can specify the types that's possible for that. So this could be draft, can be in open, it can have phone. And now we can specify this as a generic interface and specify the type T and mention this is going to be an array of T. Let's go back to the quotes file. Now we need to specify a type for scenarios because we've just made it a generic interface. And let's specify this as quote scenarios. Now if I was to make a typo here, it immediately shows an error. With that setup, now we know that what scenarios apply to what quotes. Whatever scenarios is coming from the header, we need to filter that data out before returning them. So let's head back to server.ts. Let's update this to start using the header values. To get the list of values from the header, let's add in the code which reads from the request and uses the headers property to get the scenarios. And then that picks up all the headers from that by splitting it by space. While we are here, let's also make this to ignore the trailing slash problem we saw in the last URL. So let's add a simple function to remove trailing slashes, and we could wrap this to remove the trailing slash from the URL. We need to start modifying the data. So let's make that a let call. And also let's not assign this right away because we need to do a few more filtering on this data. Let's map the data to the data itself and then work on the same variable. I'll remove assigning to the response and we'll add this in a bit later. So when we transform, we need to make sure that the scenarios is still maintained. So we'll have to copy out the scenarios property from the quote object where it already exists. So I'll just map that out so that we don't miss it in the summary view as well. From the data, now we need to filter it based on the headers from the scenarios. We'll use the data.filter method, and for each data, we'll make sure, so for every values from the scenarios from header, which is going to be a scenario, is included as part of the data's scenarios attribute list. So if this has a d.scenarios and d.scenarios includes the scenario. So if a quote object has all the scenarios that matches from the scenarios from the header, then that's included in the data to be returned to the server. With that data filtered out, we can now safely go and set the response, which is the filtered data in this case. Restart the server to see if everything is working as expected. The API is again running, so let's remove this first and make a call to make sure everything is fine. So we get back the data as expected. Let's try specifying draft, and we can see we only get the draft scenarios now. We are not getting the open scenarios. If I want the only ones with the draft and a phone, I can say that. Similarly, if I was to use something like no quotes, since this value does not exist for any of the headers, none of the objects filter for this criteria. We get an empty list back. The next scenario we were interested in was to specify error quotes. Since error quotes is not handled at the moment, it's going to act very similar to the no quotes attribute that we passed just before, and it returns an empty array because none of the objects matches that particular scenario. Since the error is not attached with the quote data, it's a separate response altogether, we'll need to handle this slightly differently. For the error scenarios, I like to look them as custom responses. So let's add a new file which will hold all the custom responses. A sample data for this might look something similar. We have a URL which defines which endpoint this applies to. We have a quote and a status and a response that's to be returned in this scenario. If there is a custom response, we don't care what the data is actually from the mock API. So we need to find if we have a matching response before we do anything else. Let's find the response which has a quote that's also part of the scenarios from the header value. So this includes the response.code, and it should also match the URL. So let's check for the URL mapping as well, which says response.url is equal to the URL that we have here from the original request URL. If we have a valid response, we need to set the response.status from the response which we have. That's going to be the HTTP status and the data, whatever response property is there. If the response is null, which is we don't have anything that's matching a custom response, then we do the rest of this. Let's start the API server again, head back to Postman and make a request with error codes. Because the response matches to error codes, it's getting intercepted much before the data is handled, and it returns a 500 internal server error with whatever response data that we had. If I was to clear this off and make a request, we get all the data back, and I can make the other scenarios as well. Depending on your scenarios and how your data comes, you will have to write some more logic for all the endpoints. In this case, I'm just looking at a list endpoint, which is why I'm directly using a data.filter. But I might want to make sure that this is an array before I use the data.filter object. So if this is an array.isArray, then return that. Else, in this case, I'm just going to return the data itself. But these logics could change depending on your scenarios and also what all endpoints you need to handle. Let's go back to the quotes application which we saw originally, and let's refresh this and make sure everything is working fine. Now we need to simulate these scenarios from the UI so that it can help us for development and also for testing. So the way is to pass a header as part of each of your requests to define what the scenarios are. Let's look at how the quote application is set up. Here is a Create React application which is running the quotes UI that we just saw. The http.ts file is through which all HTTP requests are being made. So I have a scenarios property that can be part of the local storage, and I'm simply passing that as part of a header if that exists. I have made a simple component to set the different scenarios that we require. So here you can see a plus icon which I can use to define scenarios. So let's say now I need to develop for the no quotes scenarios. So I could go and say no quotes, add a new scenario and specify the scenarios that's applicable for that. So in this case, it's going to be no quotes, and I'll click save. The application is now reloaded and it shows there are no matching quotes. Behind the scenes, what this component has done, it has gone and get the selected scenario group and set it to no quotes. If you've noticed in the code that we just saw, it's using the get selected scenario and passing the scenarios from that in the header. I could go and add a error quotes scenario and specify the scenarios applicable as error quotes and save this, and the toast message has appeared here because there is an error getting the quotes from the server. If I want to have a scenario which has only draft and phones, I can add something like that and choose draft and phone and save that. So this is going to return me only the data where the quotes have the draft and phones attached. Note that the selected scenario group is changing here, which is what is getting passed as part of the network request. If I was to look at the network request, I can see the quotes request, and in the request headers, there is a scenarios being sent, which is draft and phone in this instance. So we have a user details getting opened up, which is basically a call to a /me URL, which is returning us these details. Now, in case we want to test a scenario where the user data is not getting returned from the server, so let's head to the custom responses and add a new response for the error scenario, which is an error user, and return the corresponding error message. Let's start the server again, go back to the application and specify open quotes and user error. Add any scenarios that make sense to your application. If the application is in this state and it needs to behave in a particular manner, you might use this as a scenario. Come here and specify open and then error user, because that's what we just added, and save that. It is returning the valid data, but the image has gone. Depending on your application again, the behavior could be different. For now, I'm just using it to demonstrate what this can be used for. Switching back, I can go to draft phones easily, which simulates back the original scenarios. I can even define something saying no filter and just not have any scenarios attached. So this will start bringing up all the codes from the API. The code for this application is available on GitHub, and I will put a link in the description. This video aims at setting up a pattern for developing these applications and how you can mock these data. If you were to write automated tests, you can go and simulate the same mock API and simulate it for different scenarios and start writing tests. You could also run this and use this to demonstrate these different functionalities of these edge case scenarios to a different person. I have got this idea after watching the lessons from 5 years in React by Corey House. I have adapted it from there to use a more generic approach to define multiple scenarios. Hope this helps you to develop applications and simulate scenarios from the front end. If you have liked this video, please hit the like button. And if you want to be notified of future such videos, please make sure to subscribe. Thank you.